This is Second Cutting, a story about land, animals, people, and how they all work together. My name is Amelia Cronin. I'm here in Lowerville, Louisiana with Dr. Shannon Gonsalin. She can tell that it's starting to become fall because the sun comes up a little bit later, goes down a little bit earlier, and it's you can tell maybe it's a sugarcane harvest. I don't know, but the air feels a little bit different. So I'm just
Yeah.
kind of wondering what seasonal changes are you anticipating at the ranch, and how are you getting ready for this slow ease into fall?
So we have we just had a cold front, went from 95 to 85, but you can tell the difference in the shift in the weather. Uh, you're starting to see some of the leaves in the trees starting to fall a little bit, and when those things start to happen, all the grasses also start to mature and go into a shift from a growth stage to a reproductive stage, which is the end of their life cycle, where they create seed heads and things like that. When those things start to happen, then you know fall's on its way. And as the grass matures, it starts to lose some of its palatability and the protein source and things. It gets to be not the best grass available. So what we tend to do is pick certain pastures that we are going to plant for ryegrass, which is our winter forage, because we graze those pastures down for us to come back and plant the ryegrass seed sometimes in November. We used to plant in October, but with the weather pattern shifts we had over the last probably 8 to 10 years, it stays warmer longer. Therefore, the grass does continue to grow. So instead of us baling it, putting it in the barn, and taking that grass and put it back out to feed the cows, we let them keep grazing it until there's nothing there. And then we'll come back and spray our ryegrass seed on it. And then we'll come back and have other pastures that we do we call strip graze. We let those pastures keep growing. So when the cattle get off the pastures that we put ryegrass on, we put them into the strip grazing rotation. Again, so we don't have to bale as much hay, because baling hay is a big expense. So we try to utilize the grass that's on the ground much heavier, and then we feed baled hay as a last resort, but right before we put them on the ryegrass, and the ryegrass is ready to be grazed down in January, February. So November, we have all our pastures that we want to put ryegrass in grazed down. We come back and we plant our ryegrass during that time period. We shift the cattle to the other pastures to which we do the strip grazing on. And then when that is over, we feed hay. And that time frame normally corresponds to when our ryegrass is going to be up in January and February. And then we shift the cattle to the ryegrass. So we try to decrease the amount of hay that we have to bale or buy and store, because it's a big expense. So that's kind of the process that we utilize during the fall time period. So right now, in August is the time frame you need to start thinking about what pastures you want to pick and choose to put in ryegrass, because what we decide today affects what we could do in November, which affects what the cattle graze in February. So every time we make a decision, most of the time it's going to be something that's going to be affecting us several months from now. So we try to stay ahead of the game by making sure we have everything ready to go. So fall time, the grasses are getting worn down, not growing as much, and so it's a time frame that we just got to start thinking about the winter time, which is coming up pretty soon. So